guess today I'm the host of the Aloha Deep Dive podcast because we ran out of chairs. It's normally John Watts with that lovely radio voice of his.
I'm still here.
There he is in the background. He's the director, producer, videographer extraordinaire. But wanted to do this podcast because this is 4 of the 6 members of my family, and the 4 that still have a little bit of something to do with the business. And so today I'm going to introduce to you my lovely wife, Cindy Cook, the reason I am what I am, and my lovely daughter, Molly Aldridge, and my lovely son, Case Cook. And so they all work in the business, and Cindy's kind of moved from the business a little bit and kind of doing her own thing. We'll get into that a little bit later. But just to start off, Cindy, when did you meet somebody? When is the first time that you met somebody from my family?
Well, oh no. Okay, so
You know what? No,
maybe I don't.
This
is our second marriage, Brad and I. I have.
Are you joking?
You didn't know?
When did you get divorced the first time?
Right.
Okay, so I have 2 daughters from a previous marriage, and Brad has a son and a daughter from a previous marriage. And my previous marriage, we bought an above ground pool. Now, I do remember coming to Union City to look and to talk about it, but as far as
I met her husband before I met her.
Yes.
Over the phone.
I think
Hank
what was
Boat.
that? What was
Hank
the
Boat
one
over
that
the
was
phone.
named after the guy that worked here that was named after the dude that's in the horror movies? Where's the
Michael Myers.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah, Michael
Okay,
Miles.
I
God
think
rest his soul.
Oh, Miles, not Myers.
Miles.
Close
okay.
enough.
Close enough. Okay, but that's how I remember. So anyway, I
Did he
think
do
he
the
was
deal?
the salesperson. Yeah. And your dad came to our house to level the ground. And so, yes, Mr. John was out in the yard, and I was leaving that day, and I had a 67 Mustang.
I was told that it just got delivered. Does that ring a bell?
I didn't have it very long. No, it was
All
quite
right.
it was quite new.
Okay.
And it was I was taking it out because I like to drive it. And he asked me something like, can you shower down on it or something? That's kind of how he said it or whatever.
Yeah,
And
do
so,
one of these.
yeah, do one of these. And so anyway, out in the road out in front of my house, I did that, and I kind of fishtailed down the road, and he hooped and hollered.
Fishtailed him.
Well, you know,
Not embellishing a little bit?
No.
Really? Oh, you're a badass, aren't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, those 67 Mustangs, they'll get up and go, won't they?
Well, it was hang on a minute. It was an automatic. It was one of the first years, I guess, that they had an automatic. There weren't many 67s. It was turquoise with a white top. So anyway, I lost the pool in the divorce and the Mustang. But anyway, sorry, Mom. Anyway, so that was the first time that I met your dad, and I got a pool, and we swam in it for a couple of years until then. There was, anyway.
And then in the meantime,
before
that, I don't know when was it, or maybe not the meantime, but when was the Portageville?
That was way before.
The Portageville pool, where Cindy grew up in Portageville, Missouri, was getting remodeled, and I think I had a guy call me from Missouri that later became friends with.
He was on the park board.
Yeah, he was on the park
board.
board.
And my mom was president of the park board.
That's right.
And yes.
Well, I didn't know the status of each board member.
If
but
my mom's on something, she's in charge.
But I talked to.
We didn't lick it off the wall.
Yeah. That's true.
She's the president.
I would know. I should know that.
Yes.
That kind of runs in the family.
Yes.
Too. So, I talked to your mom a little bit. So I guess that's our touch on. We met each other's parents. I didn't meet your dad till after we were dating, but so we met each other's. I met your mom, and you met my dad well before we ever met. I mean, and the Portageville remodel was years before we ever met, and
Then how did we meet? The same guy.
Yeah.
The kids call that the invisible string theory.
Hey, pull my sweater.
Invisible.
Okay. All right. So what's the all the way?
The invisible string theory is what the kids are calling something that connects two people before they actually get together. Okay. Like, what is your invisible connecting string?
Nice.
So your connecting string is the park board
and swimming pools.
The divorce swimming pool.
Yeah. Well, just swimming pools in general.
Swimming pools.
Well, if you think about it, yeah, for sure. Because the other guy that was on the park board was Bob Carter, and I built Bob a pool after we remodeled several years after. Bob and I was about the same age. We kind of hit it off, and I think he's just as full of crap as I am, and so we would talk every now and then, and so built him a pool, and so this string theories comes around, and then I'm getting a divorce, and some just one odd day on actually May 24th, 2006, and I'm we'll get into all the super details on that, but I got a text from my buddy Bob, and but I was we were well under our way as well, and got a text from my buddy Bob saying, call this girl, she's smoking hot, wish her happy birthday. So I called, and she didn't answer, so I sang happy birthday on her voicemail, and I guess the rest is history, if you think about it like that. But no, I sang happy birthday on her voicemail, and then she evidently really loved the sound.
It's my favorite song. Yeah. Happy birthday is.
Yeah, it is.
So he knew.
It is, isn't it?
Yes,
it is now. Anyway, so it kind of that's where everything started, where we met, and so we ultimately hung out at Bob Carter's pool. I guess that 4th of July, because that was May 24th. And then that 4th of July, we hung out at Bob Carter's pool, and we spent a little time.
It's the first time I met you, Brad.
At the lake. Yeah.
It was the 4th of July at Bob Carter's.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, when's the first time you guys met?
At Wedgewood.
No, we met at the lake.
No.
We camped.
She pulled up at the very first moment, y'all came to Union City in the Pathfinder.
God rest that Pathfinder.
Wait a minute. Ooh. I thought
the first time I ever met Cindy was at the Bel Air Motel.
That now they own.
Right. That they own now.
Wow, is that a string theory thing?
That's we're just one big lasso at this point.
You're right.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Invisible string.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's another part to the 4th of July story. And I guess it really isn't like exactly 4th of July, but my dad, your ex-husband, when he bought the house right down the street from Bob Carter, he had a pool, and Aloha came and fixed it because it had some liner problems and some plumbing problems when he bought the house, and Aloha came and fixed it. And I remember getting into Mom's car and seeing a koozie with Aloha Pools and Spas on the koozie.
Right.
And I said, those are the people who are fixing Dad's pool. She said, I'm dating the man from there. And she most certainly did not tell my 11-year-old self that she was.
It's late in the day. I've had a long day.
It is. And
that explicit tag's going to get added to this podcast.
Back to the Bel Air thing.
Who win?
Case was playing in a ball tournament, and I don't know, was it in Calvert City or?
I think it was in
Draffinville.
Okay. So he was playing in a baseball tournament, and it was, I would say, late July, right after July 4th or whatever. And I came over to go to the ball game, and the whole team was staying at the Bel Air Motel. Okay. And they were all swimming, and they were using that, that barbecue pit that we bulldozed.
We tore down.
Yeah, we did. And Chloe was there, and we all went to Dairy Queen. While I guess after we ate, we all, because I think Chloe didn't eat hamburgers, and they were having hamburgers, and
she did not.
We went to Dairy Queen to get chicken. And
only thing I never remember about that is the Dairy Queen deal.
Really?
But yeah, I know because not only did you meet Case, you met a lot of the parents from Union City.
You also met my future stepmom. Was it Jenny there?
Yeah, we're just really full circle here.
One big lasso. We're not a string. We're a lasso, people.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. You met Jenny there for the first time.
I met a lot of people that day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I guess I can't remember. I guess maybe Cooper.
It was either Cooper or Connor.
Well, I think it
been Cooper.
It could have been Cooper. Connor was too much younger. Wouldn't have been on the same baseball team.
Yeah.
So, that is wild. And then, then Molly's dad went on to marry Jenny, who was there at the Bel Air Motel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That we bought and now own, and it's called something else.
And y'all were there for the proposal. I'm telling you, we're just one big weird group.
Oh my gosh.
It's coming from a small town. We were at the proposal.
We were accidentally.
Accidentally.
Do you remember Aloha was having a sales training? John, you can't make this up.
Can you should be, I hope you can hear this. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Aloha, we had a sales meeting and we went to this restaurant.
Because it was in January.
Yes, restaurant called Sassafras, and it's now Musto's. And we were all in there sitting at the bar. We had eaten, and then Molly go.
Dad and Jenny walk in, and I know that my dad is planning on proposing.
But hold on,
you're not there.
I'm not there. No, I
am.
I am in Missouri visiting my now husband, his family for the first time. So all of this chaos is going on, and I am trying to handle it from his house while also trying not to be like, hey, I come from a crazy group of people. Please don't think poorly of me.
You're trying to make a good impression.
I'm trying to make a good impression. Yeah. And so Dad and Jenny show up and they see y'all and they go to your table. And Brad apparently says, congratulations.
Hold on a second.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Are you serious?
I did until just this minute.
Point of the whole story, because we're sitting in the car outside of Sassafras, and she says, "Well, all right, now I want you to know that Hank and Jenny are coming because he's asking her to marry him tonight."
Brad did not listen.
No, but I thought it had already happened. Like, oh my God, you think I'm
say it had already happened?
No, I kind of piece things together, unfortunately, and so So go ahead there.
Yeah, he said congratulations. And that kind of, I guess they had to brush over it. I don't really know.
They were going to sit over
They were going to sit over on the other side of the restaurant.
In eyesight and almost like an earshot. If I could hear better, probably. I mean, restaurants are loud.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was in the same room, in a seriously quiet room. We would have to excuse ourselves because they were that close to us. And I was like, congratulations and all. And I
got a text from my dad as they sat down, and my dad said, "Hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here tonight. Brad and your mom and everybody from Aloha are sitting at a table, like 2 tables over."
I would not blame him.
And so because he was like, I can't propose to my new wife with my ex-wife and her husband 2 tables over. So I, at my future husband's house, trying to make a good impression on his family, I say, "Hey guys, I need to excuse myself for a second." I went into the back room and I call Mom and I'm like, "Mom, you have to get out of there. You have to leave that restaurant. Dad is trying to propose to Jenny and he's not going to do it with his ex-wife and her new husband sitting 2 tables over." And Mom says, "Well, we just ordered our dinner. It's going to take a second before we can get out of here." And I said, "Can you not take it to go?"
So we
there's 6 of us.
Oh yeah.
But we got out of there pretty quick though, I think.
Well, we did not. We did, but we left. Other people stayed.
But didn't we go around the corner? Oh, no, Chemo was there.
Chemo was there. Y'all left.
So she was hidden camera video.
Chemo did video it, and she did send it to me. Dad did propose, but yes, we're just one big, gigantic
and
group.
Everybody has lived happily ever after.
So far, so good. Yeah. So that gets us to, I don't know, when did they get married? Well, we probably should back up. because
Nobody cares about this. I don't think.
probably not.
Y'all need to talk about when you got married.
Hey, when I die, you can watch
April of 2008.
Yeah, and so Cindy came from Portageville in 2008. We get married 4/25/08. Got to keep saying that. And so what happens is she's a counselor at she leaves Portageville Elementary. I hope I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
And gets a job at Martin. And just absolute Cindy, how on time, when you have to be on time somewhere, Cindy excels in it. When we lived out that way, when we were about 12 minutes from church, we were 3 or 4 minutes late to church. So when we moved 5 minutes from church, we were 3 or 4 minutes late to church. So I think we could live in the church and we'd be 3 or 4 minutes late. So she would always push the edge. Is that fair to say? Excellent at what she did.
I was going to say past tense. Present tense.
Oh, you're.
Still
it's
do
a
that.
new year, new you.
No, I mean, I still do it.
she's actively still
You
late.
keep saying she has pushed the edge. No, I'm pushing it today.
She does push the edge.
And excellent at whatever she does. The kids over at Martin loved her, and and after she left, there was a lot of times that people would come to me and say, "Oh, we loved Cindy, and she was, the kids loved her and all that." And so everywhere she goes, I heard somebody say once that you either love her or you hate her. But
it was my mom.
More times than not, you love her. So, but one morning, and I'm going to say, and also that was Wednesday nights, we would have breakdown night. Wednesday nights was breakdown nights.
Okay, back to be fair, I had moved.
Very fair.
Moved in June.
Understandable.
I'd lived in Portageville for my entire life, and so I moved here when I was 41, I guess. I was leaving my 2 children at home and my new husband to get them to school because I had to be at work at Martin.
You moved your 2 kids too.
Yeah, yes.
And
yes, and 7:20 in the morning I had to be at Martin, so I had to be on the road by 10 till 7. So I didn't get to serve breakfast or trying to get the lunches and all that kind of stuff. And he had to take them to school, and then I'd have to rush home after work or to try to get them for pickup. And then, people at the elementary school in Union City, they didn't like it if you were late. Nobody at an elementary school likes it if you're late. They want you to be there all at the same time and everybody to leave. And so sometimes it didn't work out, and it was really, really hard. I would, by Wednesday night was difficult because I knew that I still had half the week to go.
And one Thursday morning, or maybe it was a Wednesday morning, but one morning in the middle of the week, Cindy is in a hurry and she backs out. And she did.
You remember this?
She forgot to open the garage door.
I mean, I don't remember it happening, but I remember seeing them.
You remember seeing the damage. She backed in the garbage
months.
door.
I remember.
She backed into the garage door. Did I say the garbage door?
You said the garbage door.
But yeah.
So
it was after that.
So anyway, I helped get her out and we got the door fixed and all, but it wasn't very long until she said, "You know what? I think I just want to work at Aloha." And so that's when we started getting better, from that standpoint. But I'll never forget, she talked to her mom and she said, "You know what? My mom told me this idea." She said, she always does is she opens the door as she walks out, and that way she sees it opening up or something like that. And I said, "You know what? I have an idea. Anytime you're backing up, not even if if you're in a garage, it's good too. But anytime you're backing up, if you just look at that mirror on your left or that one up above, that's a good idea as well." And so I got to look like that. And I don't think she liked that very much.
They didn't turn the track hoe over in the pond.
No, we weren't going to talk about that.
Okay.
Oh no, if we're going to talk about the garage door, we're going to talk about the Traco.
We should probably talk about that.
We should definitely
Maybe
talk
we
about
should.
that.
It wasn't turned over.
No,
Was it?
No.
Was it just in the pond?
It was just in
I think
the
it was
pond.
just
$20,000,
driven
$30,000 worth of damage.
straight.
Yeah, it slid, and I would challenge anybody put in that situation to try to not do that. However, I think most people that know how to run a track hoe would know not to put themselves in that situation because I was sliding
I
pretty
think
hard.
that story for another day.
I don't
There you
see
go.
me ever getting behind the or in the
Behind the
driver's
wheel?
seat, behind the wheel of a truck. Oh, no, no, absolutely not.
So here we are. It's 2008, 2009. Now we're 2010, and Cindy starts to work here. And then you guys
And
are
my
going
gosh,
through
they
school.
loved me.
Yeah. Who loved you? Nobody?
Nobody.
Okay. They grew to love you, though.
They
Just
did.
like everybody. I didn't really
They
like
did.
you when we started dating,
I
but
didn't
now
like
I'm
you
crazy about you. Oh, you did too.
I
my
did.
God.
No, nobody
Oh, you
liked
remember
me.
when,
Nobody liked me.
Remember
but,
when I tried to kiss you?
Yeah, I did. I know. And I wouldn't let him.
We're
on
really
the first
missing
date.
And what did I say?
the picture story.
You said,
Who's going to take it?
yeah. We said, you said, you think I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I
or
said,
whatever.
I think you're going to like it. And she did.
So, nobody, yeah. I
Gross.
think, I have a personality that's,
You do that grinds on everybody, that makes everybody mad.
Brash.
Or assertive.
Brash
Or
is-
I'm also
yeah,
extremely
she's assertive.
direct because I just don't, excuse me, I don't have time for a bunch of BS. Let's just get to the point, okay? So I don't go out there and say, wow, the store looks really awesome today. Look at how the shelves were. If we could just put a few more things on the shelf.
She doesn't have
Okay,
that.
no, I don't, and I'm sorry. And so I was not anyone's favorite person for quite some time, but at least by the time maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 years went by, everybody at least realized that even though I could be a pain, I would work really hard, and I didn't ever ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I would clean bathrooms, or I would reorganize the warehouse, or I would pull the weeds, or anything like that. So I think after a while, people figure out that maybe you have some other redeeming qualities.
Yeah. So here we are, going through life. Kids are getting a little older, and then when kids start getting into high school, they need a part-time job. Molly is the oldest of the two that are sitting here. She's the oldest of the kids, and so Molly starts working in the store. Tell us about your first day on the job, or your first summer doing that.
I don't even know if I remember my first day on the job.
What are your memories of working in the store?
I worked for my mom, and that was
well. That's
I didn't cut her any slack either.
No, absolutely not. But I worked retail, and I did. Oh gosh, how many summers did I do that? I would say at least 6. Because I even worked some summers that I came home from college until.
You probably started after your
after my freshman year,
and sophomore year.
Yeah, so that was probably 6 summers that I worked. I did retail. I did water testing. I enjoyed it. You got to really know all the people that came in. You'd have your familiar faces that would come in every week, and
was it? Chloe did it, and she was really kind of. She didn't like the idea of the mean people that came in. She was extremely intimidated by that, and I don't know what was going on at the time when she was working there. But how was that? Did you get that too, or?
I don't know that I ever got any angry people. I mean, you would get people who would come in frustrated because their water was lime green.
Right.
But you just kind of had to remind them, like, we have what we can to fix it, and it's going to take some time. It's probably not something that's going to change overnight. The unfortunate part of that is sometimes, like, the water can turn green overnight, but it's not going to clean overnight sometimes. So that was, you just kind of had to learn to work in those, like, work with people in that situation.
Well, maybe you were more used to more people who were a little bit more brash, and maybe you thought
maybe that's why.
Maybe because she has a strong personality, people sense that they can't
Oh,
push you
strong
around.
personality. That's such a kind way to say that I didn't lick my assertiveness off the wall.
Exactly.
Wow, I'm flattered.
And then Case Cook spends his high school career at football practice every day, and so. What do you have a recollection of your first day at work, or the first pool that you were ever on? I have.
I've got a pretty good memory. I think from the first pool I built, you were showing me how to, showing me and the guys crew that I had how to do everything on the pool.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that time that down in Halls where I was showing you how to do that in the middle of the night?
Oh, really? I was just about to say that.
I'm sorry. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Tell the story.
Yeah, he was teaching me how to basically just plumb a filter system.
And I was on a roll. We were rolling.
And
I'm a production guy.
He plumbed it completely backwards.
and it was at night. It was night. Whatever. I'm just. Hey, I brought it up.
Nobody could figure out. Nobody could figure out.
Hey,
I remember this.
Dad's got this. And
pool, the water wouldn't stay clear.
God bless the guy. And I almost can remember his name. And his water was jacked. Oh my God!
It was jacked.
He couldn't get it, and he spent maybe 6 weeks. And I was telling him, son, this is how you do it. And you get in here and you do it, and you get this done. And I got it done. But then when we finally realized what it was, we got a tech down there to figure out that I just plumbed the filter to pool and the pump to filter, plumbed it wrong. And just so you know, that doesn't work. So anyway, we got it changed, but I called the guy and I said, I did that. It's all my fault. I'm so sorry. I made it right for him. I made it hopefully more than right for him. And he was a stand-up guy. He said, you know what? It takes a real man to admit that. And so that was a tough one. What about that repo guy? Was that the first pool that, because you kind of kicked me off the job on one, and you said, Dad, I think we got it. Just go on.
The repo pool?
Well, that guy, Hack is his name.
Oh, no. Let's probably cut the customer name out.
Probably don't need to do names.
John, let's have that one out.
Jack is his name. I think he'll be all right.
Okay. Was it an above ground repo?
Well, no. He was a used car guy or something. Anyway, is out there.
Is he the one that serves you all your papers?
Probably. He served me some papers, I know.
Yeah, well, I do remember that. Yeah, you offered to come out and.
Odd that you would say that. I mean, that you would associate that. But no, you're right. He did. He would serve. He did a lot of things like that. So, yeah,
okay, wait a minute. You're not. You're.
So did we repo the pool or what?
Yeah. What?
No,
I need to know.
No, we just.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, that was the first time that, Case was first building, and he had his friends out there, and we'd built 4 or 5 together. And then, and I was there, and that was the time that I remember that he said, Dad, I think we've got it. If you just want to go on, and we're going to do it, we're going to do it ourselves. And
that's what I remember.
I'll do it. And
remember that as well.
Yeah. And I think in retrospect, I probably should have stayed there. Just going to say that and put that out there. But
possibly.
You probably got 600 or 700 pools under your belt at this point. You were 18, I think, at that time. And you're how old are you now? 27, 28?
28.
I knew that. Just seeing if you knew.
Yeah.
He's 28. He passed that test too. So cases. So what all have you done since you've been here in the business?
Well, I've installed, above ground swimming pools, and I've worked in service for a little bit, small bit. I've worked in a retail store, but I mean, I was younger. I cleaned hot tubs when I was probably, I don't know, 8.
Do not remember that.
Yeah.
You probably
Mom probably put you to work doing that.
No. I think this was for Cindy.
BC, yeah, BC.
BC.
Yeah, okay. They still had the tiki huts at all the registers.
Oh wow! R.I.P. the tiki huts.
I remember I worked like 12 hours one day, and he said, "Dude, you just made $50," and I was like, "But I was 8, and I didn't realize that was really that much money."
What it was for an 8-year-old? I can't believe I paid you $50 for you goofing around in the store all day. I paid you that much.
Cleaned hot tubs.
He cleaned them, Brad.
First time I ever got a callus.
Mm-hmm. A callus. Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was because I was so young.
Yeah.
Of all the things that you've done, what do you prefer?
That's a good question.
Used to be a counselor.
I acted like I was surprised, right?
I don't know. I mean,
because you've sold some pools now.
I've sold pools. I mean, all of it is fulfilling. I guess my favorite part about the business is going into people's yards and talking to them about what's their next step in their backyard. And being a part of that process in any way, I feel like that would be my favorite. I'm not a fan of sitting still for too long, being in people's yard. I mean,
Didn't
8 hours
that
a day.
off the wall either.
Hated school. Every single last college. I could stand college. I had like 15 hours a week that I had to be in class devoted to actual class. Of course, I could work on my homework and whatever at other times, but that was all right. I did not like high school or middle school or elementary school. I dreaded going every day. So any aspect where I have to sit in one spot for any more than like, I don't know, 4 hours and then be on a computer for that long, can't take it.
Thing.
Yeah. So
when you're talking to these people in their backyard about what's next, have you built a pool at this point, or are you about to build a pool? I mean, tell me.
Either one. I'm outside. I love being outside.
Okay.
Not confined to an office space.
I get it.
It's probably my favorite thing to do. It's just be outside.
So everybody knows, we told Case was going to be on a podcast, and he comes in. I think he thought it was going to be a blind podcast because he came in his work clothes.
In his defense, a lot of podcasts are something you just listen to.
Well, and I give instructions that's worthy of what we got out of that. I mean, I say you're going to be in a podcast, but I thought, my God,
all I had was a location at a time.
Would you look at the freaking cameras and all this crap around? I just thought everybody knew we were videoing. Anyway, he comes in with his work clothes on, and so he still got his work boots on. So appreciate you cleaning up quick. And he came back, and so we're discussing. You built today, or you worked on something today?
Well, I had to get a liner set back in the pool correctly. And, in January, you don't get a lot of good 60-degree days with sunshine.
You're
and
right.
I needed to try to move take advantage of that best I could. I don't think we're going to have sunshine tomorrow. So I need to
storm on Friday.
I noticed on HubSpot that you put you sold an in-ground pool. Tell me about how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's cool. It's to my buddy's friend, so it's not like anything really.
You really they just said, all right, whatever you say, Case.
Kind of, like
I just wonder because.
I mean, it feels good, but
you'd rather build it.
I don't know that it's a piece of paper. It's not a pool in somebody's backyard. I don't know that it's actually going to even happen.
Yeah, and to me, it's helping somebody to get to that point to where they want a pool, but they don't know what they want. And then walking down that journey with them is my absolute favorite part, to help them visualize what it's going to be like. But I can't remember what the situation was, but I was talking yesterday to it was the guy from Impact that we're going to be meeting with next week, about how he said, is there any departments in the company that there's friction between? And I said, well, sometimes sales and construction, there's a little bit of friction. And he says, I think sales and construction is always a friction. There's always a friction because the salespeople will get out there and say, yeah, we'll do this. And then the construction people are looking at it like, well, how can we do this? I can't believe they want us to do this. And it's like a common thing. And I said, the interesting thing about being, when you started off and it's just you're the salesperson and they're the construction guy. And I can't tell you how many times that I finished a pool sale as a salesperson. I get in the truck and look at everything I wrote down and I think, how in the hell am I supposed to do all this? And I said, I was the one that just sold it. And how am I supposed to do this? God, I can't believe I just agreed to that. And so it's that internal thing that goes on. Like I switch, take one hat off, and I put the other one on, and like, I can't believe I expect me to do that. So I didn't know if you haven't gotten there to that point yet, but
No,
that's that is a real freaking thing there.
Not really. I mean, what you're talking about to where we are now is completely. That was probably more or less you trying to earn a living and trying to grow,
figure it out,
and figure it out in a business. This is I actually have CMR, Dad. Do you remember what your CMR, the first CRM, excuse me.
There you go. Yeah,
dyslexic. I'm sorry, a little dyslexic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think
that's why I like being.
I can't even remember
being outside.
This cough.
I can't even remember what CRM stands for.
Customer Relationship Management.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you remember that. I just know it as a CRM, and I guess the R all the time.
Well, hey, look,
Yeah.
What are your R options?
But you know what you're saying? What you're saying is that I was talking about it was almost I instead of we, a lot more I instead of we, and now it's we. So Molly shows
Do you
up.
still test water?
I don't test water anymore.
Molly
Did you get fired?
Molly goes to Oxford, Mississippi.
I went to college.
And it gets a master's degree in accountancy. I think I'm saying that right.
Yep. Got a bachelor's degree in accounting and graduated with that in 2018. And then I stayed an extra year and got my master's degree in accountancy with an emphasis in taxation and graduated in 19 with that.
Also, you did a little, you minored in Hotty Toddy.
I minored in manufacturing engineering, actually.
I was close. So close.
I forgot that. I thought you were going to say Funkies.
No, I probably could have minored in Funkies.
Yeah.
I probably had more hours at Funkies than I did in the CME building.
She spent way too much time at the library to worry about Funkies.
Yeah, yes,
the library
right.
in Oxford, at the square.
I'm
sure.
The one on the square.
That's a crazy business model. Wow, $120 for to get in free card for 2,000 people. Right. I did the
library card. It was great.
The library card is what a moneymaker. Oh, it's
great.
God, jealous, so jealous. So anyway, Molly is she graduates and you go to work for BDO for a few years. In the meantime, we have bookkeepers, and sometime, and I think around the pandemic, we had this shot of revenue coming up, and we were flailing a little bit out of control, as far as being able to have a good set of books and all. And I would go to Cindy every now and then and say, well, like when's it okay to bring Molly in? So, not yet.
Wait, really? You would go to Mom?
Yeah. I mean, a couple times over a few years. Yeah. Over that time. I mean, and I understand what she was doing. Yeah.
Mom would always be like, yeah, I think he just wants it. Mom said, I think he just wants you to have a little more experience. I never knew. Wow.
I didn't want him to make you mad.
Make you mad?
Well,
like her mad.
Well, yeah. Okay, look, family businesses.
It's not easy. Yeah, no.
Family businesses are difficult. You of all people should know that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what I didn't want was a ruined relationship.
Yeah,
and you are.
I am what? What am I, Cindy?
You're an owner of a business, and Molly did not have. She was kind of fresh out of school, and probably
she needed that.
She did, but she also needed to get to where she had a little confidence, so that you didn't bust her and make her feel bad. Yeah, chops, and she needed to be confident, and but you have also learned, I think, to be a little softer with people than you used to be too.
So anyway,
how was that?
It worked out.
That was great.
Yeah, it worked out. And then so Molly came in, and was it January of 23?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Doing the math. So
she didn't come into Union City. I mean, she came into the business, but she is a remote worker.
Yes.
all day long, every day. And Molly will make it over here 6 or 8 times a year, I guess, and go to meetings. And we have she's on the leadership team. She has involvement in. She has her own little accounting group, and
unlike Case Cook, I can sit in front of a computer for 8 hours and be
right.
totally okay.
Well, and I think I think the magic of all of, I guess the magic of the future of this is on both sides of me is a need. That you got the fulfillment side, and then you got the money side of everything, and there's probably some other positions in the middle, but at the the very basics of business are, if you can sell something and then deliver it and then pay for it, that's I'm sure I'm missing one element, but those are I think
have it in stock,
the main three. Well, I mean, you can go
inventory.
And buy it. You sell it, and then you pay for it, and you collect on it, and
service it maybe.
Libby is going to have to learn how to work on pumps.
Oh, God help us!
And our business model, definitely. There's construction companies that would probably hire that out. Our business model is our belief system is that we take care of the work that we do. So yeah, there is that. And but if you had to pick out what you had to do, that I feel like we've got a strong base in our family for the future at least. And so if you feel like I'm coming at you a little hard, there's a reason, because I'm about to be 60, and I only want to do this for about 35 more years. So I'm retiring somewhere around 95.
Then I'll be 65.
There you go. Yeah, and you can take over at that point.
Well,
that's a long time from now.
Yes.
Here before you know it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that so where do you guys see yourselves in the next 5 years? That's the interview question that everybody used to ask in the 90s or 2000s.
Strengths and weaknesses. Yeah.
I'll probably be pregnant with kids.
What do you want to do?
He is getting married.
That's a good point.
So he is getting married in
I'm getting
September.
married, but I don't think this is a podcast about me and my personal life getting married.
Except you met her at work.
Well, invisible string.
Is that an invisible string?
No,
invisible string theory.
That's not invisible.
Well, there's got to be something.
It's not invisible.
I'm new to invisible string theories.
Okay.
Me and Grace's invisible string theory. I think it goes way, way back to about 2016. Anyway.
All right.
We're not going to elaborate on that.
We can, but the company split.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll go with that.
And,
So Molly.
And
we can edit that out if we don't.
Dad expanded. And Dad expanded to Marion, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I
And
was wondering where that was going. So I was
you
thinking,
needed
wow, she was 8.
Manager.
No, 10. I was. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to have to be. I'm sorry, but I'm like, it's 2026. That was 2016. That was 10 years
ago. How long were we
ago? Let's not do math.
Oh, no, let's not do math.
Wow. Oh, my God. Are you serious?
We've been talking for an
See
hour.
how that...
Is it 6:30?
That time flies.
See how that goes. Okay, see, it goes by.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Where do I see myself in 5 years?
Yeah, so what are you thinking?
Well, Case, did you actually answer that question besides being pregnant?
I didn't legitimately answer it. Sorry, you go ahead. In the company, I just hope that you're still alive and still with us.
That's aggressive.
You know what I mean?
2 of us. Yeah.
That's...
Well, me too, because I don't know that I want to run a pool company. I wasn't all that awesome at it before. I want to do it now.
Yeah, I'm not. I love what I do, and I hate what I do sometimes, but I love what I do. I like keeping something going. I like disrupting. Everybody that works here, that works closely with me, knows that as soon as we get things running smoothly, I'm going to do something to disrupt it, because I need need that. I'm not going to say chaos, but I need that.
No, that's exactly what you need.
Maybe, but I need that. I live that stuff.
You live for problem solving.
Maybe.
And I think you view calm as there's nothing for me to solve.
You're probably onto something.
Yeah, like you have a need to fix something because you want this business to be better because it's your baby. And so when things are calm, you don't have anything to fix. And so you think,
we need something to
grow.
Oh gosh.
I need to fix something. We've got to continue to grow.
But there's a cycle of in businesses that comforts or that pride cycle is what I've recently read, where when you get to that point of like everything's good, we're just good. I think we've actually went through that in the pandemic. Then you get distracted and you go do different things, and what's really around the corner, you're not ready for it, and then you get into challenge again, and then you get that drive again. Right now we're in that drive mode. But back to the question.
Where do I see myself in 5 years?
Personal and professional.
Personal and professional. Oh my gosh. Tyler's
going to see this, by the way.
Tyler is going to see this. Right. 5 years, hopefully, maybe a rugrat running around here somewhere. And I don't know. This year we're working on getting me some training of the CFO so that I can start kind of thinking more CFO analytical that way. And instead of just, bookkeeping, making sure things are straight. Kind of. So just.
That's good.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot, but that's.
Just kind of quick work. Like have worked through that, and hopefully, 5 years in, be implementing some of that. That be kind of my new role, working towards that.
No, my headphones are messed up. I thought I heard 5 months. Is it 5 months?
5 months?
Right.
Hey, it's January in 5 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely 5 months. But 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
Nailed to the wall.
Of 5 years, that's. I would think that maybe that would be what I would be doing. I don't really know. What do you see in 5 years? Big Brett. Brett.
Hey, what about you?
Yeah, what about you, Papa?
What do you think? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
What I see for the company is there's 2 roads, and it all depends on what retail does, and how things move in retail. So, I see. I'm not gonna pull the cards all the way off my chest, but I will say this: that I see growth, and I see. I feel like I'm the guy at the top of the ship that's looking that I can see all the little things that are sticking up out of the water that might cause problems, and I've got a plan. And it's basically, there's more than one path. Jamie says, general manager here, Jamie sometimes says, he says, you'll just be going down this way, and all of a sudden you'll say, what about this? We need to do this. And I agree with that. And a lot of entrepreneurs will do that. But I said, it's like sitting on that ship and going there, and out of your periphery, you see something that could be a problem, and you adapt, and you start to adapt immediately, which is probably a flaw. But so I'm watching the way people buy, and I'm going to figure out which way we need to go, and it's going to be retail expansion, or it's going to be internet expansion. That's basically it. I'll leave it at that. It'll be retail expansion or internet expansion. We're going to be working on both in the meantime. But you know what? One thing that I could do in the future is just retire and do what this woman here does. 2021, 2022, we got a place at the lake in 2020. 2022, Cindy was saying, hey, I could do something with that motel. I could do something with that motel. And I was like, nah, it's just crazy. And sometime around October 2022, we got rained off the lake.
It was like October 2022 is when we bought it.
Summer of 22, we got rained off the lake. And so we went to Thirsty Turtle, and
sorry, had to cough.
and we had some margs, and and she said, we should buy that. We should buy that. And then also the market had just took a dip, and I was real mad because that's some money that I was like saving for something. I didn't know what it was, but it wasn't to see it drop. And my impatience, I was like, all right, we'll take control of this money and we'll see what that looks like. I started doing the math, and we went over there that day, and I went to Amber there, I had the hotel, and said, you mind if we see a room? We might want to stay here sometime. So she let me see a room, and it looked like it looked and everything. So we bought a hotel.
And it happened rather quickly. I remember in the family group message, we got a text at like noon one day and said, hey guys, just a heads up, we're going to go look at that hotel down off Sled Creek. And then about 4-5 hours later, we got a second text in the family group message that said, hey guys, we own a hotel.
That was it.
And that was it.
Yeah, I didn't remember that exactly, but it seemed like it was an ongoing negotiation. But so we spent 2023, I guess, remodeling it. And then when did you say, hey, I'm done with Aloha? It's yours. Knock it out. Good luck.
You were gone.
It's a lie, whatever she says. She's not done with it.
Well, when I first started working here in 2010, we had the Union City store, and that was about it. And then in 2016, when the business split, and then you had Union City and Jonesboro, and to me that was manageable. And then you also had Cape.
Yeah. That
was sort of manageable. And then you decided one day you were going to buy Marion, and then I started to get overwhelmed because if I can't. Okay, one of the reasons that I'm good at stuff though is because I'm like a very controlled environment, and I wanted to know where everything was and everything hands on. Got to be clean, got to be stocked, got to be exact, and everybody's got to, be enthusiastic. And we don't saunter; we walk quickly when we're waiting on people. And I couldn't, excuse me, I couldn't be at every store to make sure that was happening, and I had to either do it all or do nothing. And so I decided that I really wanted to just do something different. I didn't know it was hotel management. In my head, it was going to be this cute little place where people came in and they had did art things. And then there was live music. I remember
your art studio idea.
And I didn't want to do art. I wanted other people to do art, and I wanted people to sell art, local art, and I wanted there to also be cocktails, and then I wanted people to play live music and people just kind of to hang. But anyway, that's not exactly what I got. But
it's in that ballpark.
It is. It's getting in the ballpark, and the inn is just all of the vintage motor court renovations and things that I had seen. I thought, I can do that. I know I can do that. And so we bought the hotel. Now I'm not there every day, all day long, but I do something with it every day, even no matter, it's an hour away from here. So,
you know what? You said something. She spoke at a lodging conference seminar last year. In 2 years, she's in the business now. She's speaking. She's up in front of crowds speaking on it, and she said the hotel is an extension of her soul. I mean, if you wanted to take a look into her soul, that hotel is an extension of her soul. It made me think, oh, well, we're not getting rid of that. So
no, we're adding on.
We are. We're messing around. We're going to have the Bel Air. We changed the hotel from Bel Air.
We bought a food truck.
Bel Air Motel.
We're not going to move the food truck around. It's going to be parked there permanently, and it's going to be the Bel Air Grill, right, as a tribute to the old Bel Air Motel. And then we're remodeling a storage building and turning it into a small bar. We're going to call it the Postcard Lounge.
Mm-hmm. We geeked out on that one night, thinking nostalgia. We came up with 100 names and settled on Postcard Lounge.
Postcard Lounge.
Really excited about that. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years there, honey?
Wow. I see myself talking you into having a event center there, up on the area where we bought the restaurant and tore it down. Because we really did that thinking that we were going to do a restaurant, and I still love the idea of a restaurant, but I also know how difficult it is at a seasonal business. Wow, could we not do something seasonal next? But in the winter, maybe we need to sell snow skis. But I think that I don't want a big event center. I think just someplace maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm pondering.
We've got some space and we've got some ideas.
But my other idea, I would really like to have a Kentucky crafted shop there on the premises to highlight. It's kind of my art thing, that I said I wanted to do, to highlight people. There's so many makers around in that area, people who make baskets and who paint and they crochet and so many.
And you love that type of stuff.
And I love that type of stuff. And even if it was just a little small building at the end of an event center, that to kind of attract people to come in, that would be something that I would like to do.
So this is a prediction question. Do you think you would end up trading that if you had 4 grandkids?
No, they're gonna
they're gonna hang and they're gonna do the crafts and all that with you. Okay.
What are my kids gonna do during the summer?
They're
not in school. They're going to go to.
Yes, they're coming to the lake.
They're going to Mama and Papa's house.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because I'm sorry, Papa, but you're keeping the Papa nickname. You don't want to be a Papa, and you do not want to be a Mama. But the dog has branded.
I know I know that Libby is the cause of that. Now,
well, you gotta think we. Case cleaned hot tubs. I mean, Case and Chloe stayed here when they were little.
Those kids are going to be.
We had a room over here that for the kids after school, when I was working here, they would come after school and they would stay over there, and I kept snacks over there. And we had a TV, and they did their homework.
Case and Chloe and I stayed some nights over there when I was outdoors.
Yes. Right. Brad lived here
for a really short time over that room over there. Chloe woke up one day and there was an Aloha truck out there. And they had the Aloha sign on, white truck Aloha sign on it. And she said, "Daddy, when are you going to get a tattoo for your truck?" One of my favorite memories.
We should mention who Libby and Chloe are. They're the other two children.
There are 2 other children.
They're the non-Aloha kids. Yeah, our youngest 2, Cindy's youngest and my youngest is Chloe. My youngest is Chloe, and then Libby is Cindy's youngest. And at this point, we all call them ours, but pay respect to their other parents as well, of course. But yeah, love
Chloe lives in Nashville, and
there you go,
and works there, and then Libby lives in Dexter, Missouri, works there. So.
And Libby just got engaged, and Case just got engaged, and
2 weddings, 5 weeks apart.
Chloe,
I have 3, possibly 4 siblings getting married in 2026.
Oh yeah,
so
because of the other extended.
I have a stepbrother from my stepmom getting married in May. Case and Grace get married in September. Libby gets married in October, and then Tyler's sister just got engaged, and she's maybe thinking December of this year. So lots of weddings. And then a girl I went to college with, she's getting married in August in Atlanta. So I am chock full of weddings this year.
2026 is the year of the weddings.
Yeah. I've got 4 weddings to go to at least.
Yep. You got one that's pretty big.
One is pretty big.
Make sure you show up too.
Yeah. Need to, be there.
Well,
but don't have an opinion. No opinion.
Hey.
No opinion.
Does it look like I care about anything that happens at that wedding?
Are we wrapping it up, Brad?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I was going to say that time really flies when you're having fun, and but I wanted everybody to get together. So anybody that had any interest at all at learning about spending up to upwards of $100,000 sometimes, if they geek out on podcasts at all and they wanted to meet the family, or if they're thinking about working here, or just just had an hour to spend going down the road, that we'd get to know each other and talk about what we do here and the family dynamic, the future of Aloha, and appreciate y'all. Y'all didn't really have a choice, but it's nice of me to say I appreciate y'all coming in and doing this with me. And I appreciate it. If anybody's listening still at this point, I really appreciate you for that. If you've got any comments, or if you kind of you think you might want to listen to this again, listen to a podcast again from us, subscribe, and comment below. I think it's a big thing. People had helped me make a buying decision recently, and appreciate everybody listening. Everybody have a good day. Everybody have a good day and dive safely. That's our new tag.
Dive safely.
I like that.